This dead cross for the Bitcoin longs just said it. The Bitcoin bottom has been set. Every single time the Bitcoin longs just hit a dead cross was the exact moment Bitcoin started to rise towards the upside, and the same signal is flashing once again. We are currently seeing a really good rejection from the top side of this range, exactly how we want to see it for the USDT dominance. We are breaking structure towards the downside, and that will probably mean a next further move towards the downside for the USDT dominance, which will cause for a money flow back into Bitcoin and crypto. If you look at the shorter time frame, we have been entering a trade here, which is in a slightly break even here. We have been discussing this setup, but if things unfolds in the market, we are seeing a major trade setup forming, and I will deep dive into that trading setup in today's video. But first of all, I would really appreciate you guys to follow me over on X and subscribe over on my YouTube channel if you love those daily update videos, and I would really appreciate you guys if you could like this daily update video. And let's dive right away into the data for now, because what we can see is a really interesting fact. On the lower side of this chart, we can see that this is the MACD chart of the Bitcoin Bitfinex longs. And why is this such an important chart? What we can see is every single time the Bitcoin Bitfinex longs MACD just crossed bearish, a dead cross, that means that the Bitcoin Bitfinex longs started to decrease towards the downside. And that is exactly what we want to be seeing for a move towards the upside for Bitcoin. We have seen that happening in 2024 before. We are seeing a dead cross on the MACD. That means that the Bitcoin Bitfinex longs were tend to drop towards the downside. And that was the exact moment Bitcoin started to rise towards the upside. A beautiful setup that is unfolding in the market. But that was not the only time we have seen this. We have been seeing this in April 2025 again. A dead cross on the MACD was a signal for the Bitcoin Bitfinex longs to decrease towards the downside, and was a sign for Bitcoin to pump towards the upside. Very, very clean and very accurate bottoms here for the dead cross. And right now we are seeing it once again. We have seen a dead cross here on the MACD, and that is the exact moment I started to turn bullish on Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin Bitfinex longs tend to drop further towards the downside from off this point, which will lead for a further move towards the upside for Bitcoin. And in the past we have seen pretty good signals of and moves from of this signal of approximately 75 towards the 50%. If we are seeing that move once again, that will mean that we are printing a new all-time high anytime soon here. So things are looking really good. And I really think that the bottom has been set here for Bitcoin, and this is a beautiful signal that is showing us that has a 100% hit rate in the last 2 years with the Bitcoin bottom here. Also, if you look at the USDT dominance, a really interesting thing is we have been ranging for years here on the USDT dominance. Every single time, if you shorted the top and longed the bottom, you would make a lot of money in crypto. And right now, this chart is saying us that it is a really good time to short this USDT dominance towards the downside. But why is this important for crypto? This is really important because if the USDT dominance drops towards the downside, that means that the stablecoin dominance in the whole crypto market is decreasing, which will lead for a money flow back into coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other altcoins. And this chart is telling us that people are turning their stablecoins back in Bitcoin, back in Ethereum, back in other altcoins. And that is exactly what we want to be seeing for a bottom that has been set and for the next move towards the upside for Bitcoin. And this chart is telling us that we're not over here. We are just getting started. The money flow rotation has just getting started for Bitcoin, and we will drop further towards the upside, and that means that money will flow more into Bitcoin, into crypto, which will lead for the next major move towards the upside for Bitcoin. If you look at the lower time frame, we can see that we have been finally breaking out on Bitcoin above that red box and above this range. That is exactly what we have been seeing here and what we have been predicting here. For now, we have two trading setups. The one that I'm in currently right now, we are in a slight little loss here, but this is a really small trade like I explained yesterday. I just want to be in a position, so if Bitcoin started to rise from off this very important point in the market, then I'm even making profit of it. And if we dump further towards the downside, I'm gonna get stopped out of this small trade, but that's no problem, because if we drop further towards the downside, we will probably dump further towards the $92,000 here, and that is where I'm opening up a massive long position for Bitcoin. So for now, it is just a really small hedge. If we get stopped out of this trade, we will probably see more downside for Bitcoin, but that is exactly what we want to be seeing, because every single drop we drop towards the downside, the risk reward ratio will get better and better on Bitcoin. If we tend to pump from of this retest here, I'm in a position, so I will benefit from it as well. So that is my plan, but the major trade plan is to drop further towards the downside, towards the $92,000, and then trade it all the way up towards this drop-off point here, which is approximately $105,000. That is what I'm currently planning to do in the market. I'm keeping you posted about every single move in the market. Fully transparent. Also this trade, if it gets stopped out, you will see that it is getting stopped out in the next videos. If it hits TP, I was fully transparent also when my trade was in a slightly loss. For now, it is really important to gain this level towards the upside, to gain some structure, and we are rejecting it right now. So this could be really tricky for the upcoming hours. But right now, if we get stopped out, there is no problem here, and I will look for another trade lower for Bitcoin where the risk to reward ratio is way better. If something unfolds in the market, I will keep you posted over on my X page and in my free Telegram group with the first link in the description, and of course in those daily update videos. So please make sure to subscribe over on my YouTube channel and join my free community with the first link in the description, and follow me over on those other socials to never miss something in crypto ever again. And of course, if you want to trade those moves by yourself, please make sure to sign up on your favorite exchange, on Blowfin or on WeX, through the links in the description. If you want to trade on WeX, the second link in the description, and if you want to trade on Blowfin, the third link in the description is there for you. If you look at some on-chain data, we can see that the Bitcoin exchange balances just hit a new all-time low, and this is massive because this means that people are not willing to sell any of their Bitcoin, and that is really important. That means that the sell pressure is drying up once again, and that is exactly what we want to see, because this means that the supply keeps getting tighter, and this will cause for a major supply shock in the future of Bitcoin. And when that happens, the real moves start towards the upside, and the upside is there for Bitcoin, and everyone who believed in the Bitcoin and in the supply of Bitcoin will benefit from this major move towards the upside. Ending with that, I'm keeping you posted about this trade. For now, we are just at break even, and we are looking what will happen next. TPs are set at the $97,000. If we have momentum towards the upside, I will probably move them towards the $100,000 for now. Stop loss has been set, so for now, it is just a trade, and we need to see what will happen in the market. If we will drop, we will get stopped out, and if we pump towards the upside, we can get TP here. Ending with that, I will really appreciate you guys to follow me over on X and subscribe over on my YouTube channel, and I will see you tomorrow by a brand new Crypto Daily Update video.